Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So we're back with the Guild of Guardians Friends and Family beta. So this is, I think, goes on for another couple of days only. So just I think this is the second of the tests they've done for this version of the game. So they're sort of doing these iterative closed betas. I guess they'll be open betas in time. So testing, just sort of technical testing as they do more of these releases. There's more sort of features in the game that you can play. Still no blockchain in there. This is just purely a Web 2 game. So you can see do my daily rewards. So I'm going to claim this legendary character. I actually have this character. Actually, I've unlocked this in the game, but I don't think on a legendary basis. So there we go. Claimed that. Yeah. So we've got another two days left on this. The game is sort of it's an auto sort of battler, so you're sort of trying to grind your way through these dungeons, and to begin with you sort of die, and then you sort of level up your characters, and then you sort of make it onto the next one. So it's sort of those bits are quite fast, although I think they could be faster, but you spend a lot of time sort of in this menu leveling stuff up and doing things. So we can see here I've been saving these, so I've got 10 summons scrolls, I guess they're called. So I can use those up, and I get 10 characters. So I think I've unlocked. Oh, there's one new one. So most of the characters. I'm not sure how many of the characters are in total. I think I'm well over a dozen at the moment. You can only take 10 into the dungeons with you. But as you normally have in an RPG, sort of the extras you get, the duplicates you get, you sort of you use those to level up the characters to a high level. It's called enchantment, I think. So we go in here to the Guardians. We can see it does become a little bit difficult actually. The inventory management becomes a little bit difficult because you just sort of have this little sort of bar down the side, and as you can see, you get more and more and more and more and more. So you end up with like loads of doubles, and sometimes you can get confused about sort of what you got. So let's see, this one here, can I do any enlightenment? So yeah, so this one here, he's level 4, so we're going to need 4 dupes, or we're going to need 5 dupes, yeah, 5 to level it up to level 5. So we're going to, those are just obviously ones I've just unlocked there, so that's cool. He's gone, you can see all his stats have gone up. He's a sort of melee character. What else have we got? Anything else interesting? So this character here, so I already had unlocked her as a level 5, so I can I don't know what she levels up to here, if I enlighten her, because she's let's see, she's gonna go up to 6 diamonds. Didn't even know you could do that. Okay, so was it saying that am I doing the right one here? Sometimes I get a bit confused that I'm doing the wrong one, but this seems to be the right one, because this one, that's level 1, so that's the one I want to burn. Okay. So she's gone up to level 6 now, and all her stats have gone up. Although, so yeah, again, there's sort of levels, and then there's yeah, sort of, I don't know what you call them. There's the amount of stars or diamonds at the top, and then there's the levels. So this one's a legendary character, I think. So we can see he's on level 55, but he can go up to level 120. Whereas this one, I guess, is sort of common, I suppose. And he can only do level 60 of 80. So at one point he was on level 60. So as you sort of level them up, I think it opens up more. As you enlighten them more, you get more levels. Okay. It doesn't look like there's a lot of other things I can do. What's this one here? So some gear changes here. Looks like we can level up her boots. So you sort of have this sort of system where you I can enlighten her. I don't really use these characters very much actually. So 3 of these. Up we go. Okay. This one here. Okay. Again, another enlightenment. It's another melee, a tank character. So useful to have. Okay. and this is the new one that I got, isn't it? So Duran is a assassin, so probably plus three diamonds already. Doesn't have any gear. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use it or not. It's always the sort of problem when you've sort of leveled up a whole bunch of characters, is when you get a new character at level 1, do you want to actually use them? They're going to be useful in the game because they're going to obviously be sort of, you have to level them all up to get them useful anyway. That's sort of the problem with sort of the way that these sort of games work. You're sort of making those decisions. Gear for this one. Okay. I don't know why this story thing is important, but okay. And what's the story again? Okay. So we get back to here, and whenever you've done anything with the Guardians, you end up unlocking other things. So you do end up spending a lot of time on this screen, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, because when you're playing the actual sort of the gameplay bit, you're sort of just zooming through it. Just sort of, there's not a lot of decision making to be made there. So but it's kind of weird sort of loops here where you sort of end up sort of going around and unlocking things, and then that means there's more things to be done. So here I can, it's going to drop me one of these characters who, I don't know which one I want to use. Okay, so I've just got an extra one of that character. Oh, I could, so maybe go and do some more enlightening. But let's spend time on that. Okay, so that's what we've got, and then go into the battle. So I've not got very far with this. I'm only on sort of the 4th level. So here we go. You see the recommended power, and you see what you're going to sort of the drops you're going to get. Obviously uses up some energy. You only get 6 energies, and now you sort of select these guardians. So you can see these are all the guardians. I've got a whole bunch of duplicates. So obviously I'm sort of taking my most powerful ones now. I've got 10 in total. Now just be careful to see which ones I want. Because obviously you always have more than you sort of can use. So do I put in that new one just to see what it does and start leveling it up? Well, I could do, I suppose. What else have I got? Okay, let's try that selection. And probably at this level I'm gonna not make it through, I wouldn't think, but you're sort of, you know, collecting. The other sort of weird thing actually here is the formation. So you have to sort of reset the formation. So you have the melee ones at the front and the ranged ones at the back. And there is some, you can see they have different sort of tribal affiliations, and if you put more of those together they sort of work better together. So let's try that selection, and then hit fight, and then obviously it's just an auto battler. So fairly easy for that first room. People are getting experiencing some leveling up going on here, some rewards. Then these runes, which are sort of permanent boosts, at least for this run of the dungeon. So they don't last beyond this dungeon, but they're sort of just another layer of decision making. And obviously at any point before I do a battle I can swap different ones out if I want to, which becomes a bit more important the further you get in, when you see some of their health is already going down. So I might want to sort of swap some out. And you see here that there's sort of a choice where I can choose between an easier, more rewarded option, or an easier, less rewarded option. But maybe one thing I'm not quite sure about is whether these battle bits should be a bit faster. I'm not quite sure. You spend quite a lot of time sort of setting out and leveling up and gearing up before the battles, and then you actually, but these are not quite as sort of fluid maybe as players would want to do, because you'll sort of have to make it. These are not complicated decisions clearly, but you're. I wonder if it would be a better experience if I was just sort of playing through battles rather than going through these sort of you know, a treasure sort of situation, which could be dropped in different ways. It could just be dropped through a battle, rather than going through a special room. And there's sort of ones where you can sort of create runes or create gear, which sort of, I don't know whether that's the best way of organising the flow for these sort of things. I think really with these sort of games, you want to have a part of the game where you're making decisions, and sort of choosing your characters and what you're leveling up, and then you have one part of the game which is a bit more just sort of tapping buttons or sort of senseless from that point of view, because that's how people play sort of mobile games. So it looks like I've lost 2 characters here. So here I can go healing or blacksmith. No, it doesn't really. The healing doesn't really take you that much further, I don't think. So it seems to be a little bit of a pointless choice. Maybe as the game goes on, it becomes more important. And so now I'm going to have to go into. I haven't got into formation because I've only got 3, and I'm going to have to add some. So let's add that and that. So that's what's going on with Guild of Guardians. Another couple of days to go, so I might do another video towards the end of that period to see where I've got. Obviously, sort of the point of this is at some point it's going to have blockchain, so they're going to be, these characters are going to be NFTs, and there is a token. Not quite sure what that token actually does. It's called Guild of Guardians. There's supposed to be a whole bunch of sort of guild mechanics in there as well, but at the moment, obviously, they're just testing the basic sort of gameplay stuff. So that's what we're testing so far. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you again soon.